Hey, what's up, everybody? It's CrossCurrent. Today I'm giving you a guide to fishing in New World. Now, in New World, I really like the fishing mechanics, and I feel like I should share with you guys so you know how to best utilize that in the game. Now, to start off, you're going to want to craft a rod. Crafting a basic rod is extremely simple. You just would need a campfire, so typically you'll press Y away from a landmark, place it on the ground. You'll need 5 wood, 1 flint to make that campfire. One step away from it, you go to the fire, press E, and you can go to the fishing rod, which should cost only 1 wood and 1 fiber, both which are extremely easy to find. You then can use that rod for a very long time, and later on I'll bring out how to make a better rod. Now, when you're looking for a fishing spot, you're going to open the map and it's going to show a fish icon with stars from 1 to 3. Now, to find these areas, you gotta walk to the area and it'll pop up and tell you a new location is discovered. You can't just find it without doing that, and not every single body of water is a fishing spot. Also, before you start fishing, you're going to want to find bait. Now, a lot of the basic bait you can find just by searching through bushes, but it is a random pull. So you're not always going to get exactly what you want from a bush. You're just going to get mainly wood, and after apparently 50 or so tries, you'll get a couple of woodlouse bait. Now, the main bait I would suggest, especially for clearwater fishing, which clearwater fishing is ideal early game, you're going to want to look for bulrush. Bulrush is found in certain locations. I found it near clearwater areas, but it has a very high boost to your catching of fish. Now, the woodlouse bait seems to give only a small boost. That's why I suggest this. Also, meat bait, you can make that as well using raw meat. I have found it to not give much of a boost as the firefly bait, which you get from bulrush. Now, when you're fishing, you're going to want to find a hotspot. If not, it's going to take a very long time to catch the fish, almost triple to quadruple the amount of time as opposed to finding a hotspot. Now, the hotspot is going to be a small circle. You're going to see a bunch of fish jumping out of the water and back into it just to signify that it's a populated area. Now, this does have a maximum number of times it can be used, so the best time to go is early hours of the region. So, like if you're in NA West, try to make sure that you're getting online between like 3 to 8 in the morning because most people don't want to wake up at that time to play video games. Therefore, you'll have more opportunity to go to these spots when other people are not even looking. Now, also there's a time limit, as I found out when I found a spot and it vanished a couple seconds later. Alright, so when it comes to actually fishing, you're going to want to first press tab and go to your inventory. You look for your fishing rod. You will double click on that twice so it's then equipped, and you'll exit all of that real quick. You'll press F3 so then it equips your fishing rod, and then you'll cast it into the water by holding left click to show the distance that you're going to cast it. Once it lands in the water, you're going to see a little icon that's just sitting there, and then it's going to shake a little bit, and it's going to show a fish icon with a green circle that's going down. You're going to want to click as quick as you can. At that point, no sooner, otherwise you will have to recast. After that, you're going to want to start holding down left click, but it'll show a little scale for the fishing where it'll be green, it'll get bigger. When it gets to a certain stage, it'll get orange. At that stage, I suggest just letting go of left click and waiting till it gets down to a small blue line and then restarting, or oval if you prefer. You can go a little further, but the problem is if it's a bigger fish, it can snap the line even when it's just in orange. When it's flashing red, you've waited way too long. You definitely need to let go. You're at that stage where your line can break. You can lose the bait. You can lose everything. Otherwise, you'll be able to pull the fish in over time, and it'll show the circle get closer to filling. And once it's fully full, you pull the fish out, and it'll give you an animation where it sticks into your pocket when it doesn't make sense in that regard. Now, you shouldn't be losing bait very often. I managed to catch about 8 to 10 fish without losing a single bit of bait. But if you break the line, it will lose the bait. All right, so when it comes to salvaging fish, you're just gonna go to tab, you're gonna scroll down to where you see the fishing area, you're gonna click on your fish, and then you're gonna either click the button that says S for salvage, or you'll press S and click to salvage the fish. What this will give is, it'll give sometimes, if you're choosing a snail, it'll give you snail bait and snail slime, which is used for alchemy. It'll give you, for other fish, it can give you fish fillets, which are just used for missions and or just cooking in general. It can also give you some other items as well, depending upon the rarity of the fish or what kind of fish it is. Now, what I would suggest with this is don't salvage any of them unless you really need to for a mission, because some missions will say to have, I don't know, 3 large bass. So if you already salvaged them, you're gonna have to recatch that, and that's a pain trying to catch fish, specific fish, because it'll literally give you a wide variety of all the type of fish to catch. You have no way to actually specify at the moment which kind of fish you'll catch. So just save it in your inventory, wait on it. For trading, I'll get into that in a separate video because I think that's much easier to explain in that scenario. So when it comes to making a better rod, I had tried this with other items in the past where I'd make pickaxes and axes and skinning knives and all that, but once I made it iron, it had a much better chance to get a bonus and to be much better. So I tried that and it didn't work very well. Turns out the best way to do that is to add something called Azoth, A-Z-O-T-H, to it. I had 15, so I added a perk that I probably won't use, but the first time I did that, it also made it uncommon. So it was an uncommon rod with better buffs, better chance to catch fish, and apparently it's better at night because of that special perk I gave it. So, might as well. It's double what you would have with the 1 wood, 1 fiber rod, and this will cost coarse leather, it'll cost timber, and it'll cost cloth. So to make all that, you have to get basic resources and take it to their own separate locations to craft that. So like for making the cloth, you're going to need fibers, you're going to take it to the loom, and you're going to make it from there. For the coarse leather, you're going to take rawhide, you're going to take it to the tannery, and you're going to make coarse leather. For timber, you're going to have to chop down trees, just basic trees, take it to the wood cutting area, and woodworking area, sorry, and you're going to make that into timber. And that's how you'd make that rod. Now, everyone, if you enjoy this video, please be sure to drop a like. If you enjoy my content and want to see more of it, please consider subscribing. If you have a friend who could use it, be sure to share with them. If you have a comment about something that's in my video, a suggestion, a tip, a question, or even just something you want to see in the future for New World, please be sure to comment. And as always, guys, I'll see you next time.